This podcast is part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. For more great podcasts, head over to bigheadsmedia.com. This week on a new TV Tuners, Swanson orders chicken Alfredo at Domino's.
Hey, give me the chicken with the sauce, but not too saucy.
And Stairmaster gets an invite to my birthday party tomorrow.
Oh, what am I going to get Swanson? How about a Beanie Baby?
All that and more on a new TV Tuners. Hi there, folks, and welcome to TV Tuners. It's a television podcast for the true fanatics. It's a weekly dive in the latest in TV news and reviews. I'm your host, Swanson. With me, as always, is my co-host and friendly neighborhood black man, Stairmaster.
The suit is not remote controlled. I designed it.
Yeah, what are his character traits exactly?
He's a nerd, and he's black.
Okay. Yeah.
And he doesn't trust his friend.
Yeah. The episode we watched did seem to be focused on racism in particular for him.
Do you think that's like part of his character arc? It's like an inciting incident where he was racially profiled?
For this show, probably not. So... Yes, welcome to TV Tuners for another week. We're Keo-less this week. Just me and my old buddy Stairmaster.
He's fallen into a long, deep slumber, also known as death.
I think he's dead, but it could just be that he's, like, really tired. It's hard to tell. Have you ever been real tired and feels like you're dead?
Yeah, we did not want to check him out, because if he was dead, that'd be traumatizing, so we just let him lay there.
Yeah.
Sort of like Gary Coleman's wife.
Oh, that... Wait, what?
Yeah. When Gary Coleman died, she called 911 and said she didn't want to approach him because she was afraid of blood.
That's, I guess, depressing? Yeah,
at one point on the call, Gary Coleman, regains consciousness and has no idea what's going on.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of the many TV anecdotes that you'll get on this episode of TV Tuners.
It's like Grizzly Man, but with a famous sitcom actor.
You must never ask what is up, Willis. Yeah, so the TV Tuners, of course, the podcast all about TV, the latest and greatest in TV. That's why we're watching a show from the mid-90s.
Yes.
I guess not even the mid-90s. I think it's like
1997. This is like peak Y2K era.
Yeah, it is.
Like Pokemon's on the air in America now, and it's breaking everyone's mind, I think.
Yeah, if Pokemon hadn't made it to American airwaves, this show would have lasted 8 seasons.
Oh?
Yeah, I'm saying it now.
You think they would have moved this to the Saturday morning block? And the kids
100%.
They would have just loved the smooth jazz stylings.
Yeah, it's got everything kids
Michael
love.
Nightman.
Superheroes, saxophones.
Sexual tension.
Yeah. It's great. Also racial profiling.
Imagine having to explain to your 6-year-old son what a sundown county is.
Yeah, well, that's America. So yes, welcome to TV Tuners. We got a great show for you. But hey, if you're listening to the pod and you've got like a question, a comment, a quip, foresight, otherwise, and you're just itching to send that to us, well, don't worry. There's a place you can do that. It's our email address. tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com is where you send any of those, and we'll read them aloud here on the pod. Well, what's that email address there?
www.nightman.com.
That's right. You can be like Gio, who sent us this email. Clam chowder.
Oh no.
Boys, someone stop the show and tell Stairmaster ain't much tastes better than life to the woman you love.
What if you just stopped the episode right there, Swanson? It was only 3 minutes long.
Short ep. I feel like people would be interested, intrigued. They'd think an error had occurred, probably. Can't let the boy run around with such incelious disinformation. When I was much younger, I had a girlfriend whose mouth tasted like wet Cheez-Its.
Oh.
It ended well, in the sense that it was it ended. But, when you find the person you love, y'all hormones matching up and shit makes the smells and tastes synonymous with love itself. It's science. I learned it at the junior college, from this guy in the parking lot smoking Zone that talked like a machine gun. No idea what happened to him.
Dead.
Gio. Yeah, that guy's dead for sure. Anyway, Stair, this was mostly directed at you, so
Yeah.
what do you think about all that?
I'm not sure what to think.
Yeah, this is, I'm assuming, based off of a conversation we had probably about Batman.
Oh. Yeah, we're talking about the penguin giving head, or maybe getting its ass ate, and probably suggested it tastes like clam chowder, because he's nautical themed.
Oh, yeah. I don't think clam chowder ever came up, but I like the idea. I like where you're going with this.
What does the penguin's ass taste like?
I don't know. Do you think he has
an ass?
Penguins? Well, yeah, that's a great question. Does he have an ass?
I don't think so. I think it's a Hank Hill situation. It's part of his physical deformity. Part of the reason he's so mad at the world is it's painful to sit down.
Oh, yeah.
He needs proper support.
No, that's another Batman villain, the sitter.
All the classic Batman villains. The Joker.
Yep.
The Confuser.
The Riddler.
The Freezer.
Yeah.
And the Date Raper.
Oh, yeah. Classic. That's Two-Face, right?
No, I meant Mad Hatter.
Oh, yeah. True.
Two-Face is the Flipper.
Oh, yeah. I guess he is.
Oh, and the Glider.
Yeah. The Glider, yeah.
And the
what's
Torture
Clayface?
Racker. Oh, the Imposter.
Yeah. I hope you like that, Gio. That's what Stair thinks of your anecdotes here.
I think Michael Keaton would make a great Geo if they ever made a biopic about him.
Oh, yeah. It would kind of be like that movie Michael Keaton made where he's Batman
Birdman?
analog. Yeah, it would be back Birdman, I feel like.
Yeah.
Alright, well, thanks for that, Gio. As always, of course, we scour the earth looking for the greatest Twitter content, because we have a Twitter page, and we only look for great Twitter content on that page. It's at TV
Army of
Tuners.
Slaves.
Yes, we have a bunch of interns going at the at TV Tuners page, posting content, looking at content, because we look for the tweet of the week. And Stair, we have a tweet of the week for us?
Yes, this one comes from Nightman.
Oh, the man himself.
Yeah, he writes, "Got a vasectomy yesterday, lol. After all my wife has been through, it's the least I could do. But goddamn, this shit hurt."
Okay, so this is of course I have to assume the Nightman.
This is at SurePhaseAdam _.
Well, yeah,
Adam.
he's trying to throw people off the.
Oh, I think that's a
off the
secret
trail.
identity.
Yeah. Yeah, he put away Johnny Domino or whatever his name is in this show, and he's become
Richard
Sureface Adam. So okay, in this
Jerry
reboot,
Grimace.
in this current day iteration of Nightman, he is both married and has gotten a vasectomy.
Yeah. No, that witch lady comes back and curses him to be unable to nut. And that's the crutch of the episode.
That's a form of vasectomy, true.
He's unable to nut and he was about to come. So he just spends the entire episode on edge. While
He
trying
spends
to
the entire episode with an O face. Unable to stop it.
The bad kind of O-face.
Yeah. It eventually turns into like a oval face.
Oh God.
Anyway, I sometimes we find tweets, and I have to ask, why was this posted here?
Wait, you mean on Twitter.com or?
Why was this posted on Twitter.com? Yeah.
Well, this guy's keeping his friends updated, all 272 of them. This man loves to post about his wife. His pinned tweet is, I remember before me and my wife started dating, I watched her smash a whole Casey's taco pizza, and she said, I don't like Doritos or lettuce, but I love eating it. It was at that moment I knew I was going to put a baby in her.
Okay.
And the most recent tweet is him posting a picture from Jackie Chan Adventures and saying, y'all were not there.
Oh. It's true, I was not in the show Jackie Chan Adventures.
I was.
You were?
I played the role of Jackie Chan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had to do all the stunts. I nearly died.
And you, like, beat people up and were like, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like he was beating up a lot of people who deserved it in that show.
Yeah, but he always apologized. Yeah, what do we remember about Jackie Chan Adventures?
I remember there was a giant dragon he had to fight at the end of every season.
Oh, yeah.
That was fucked up. How was he supposed to fight a dragon? He's just a normal man.
Yeah. Is it messed up that we never got Jet Li Adventures?
No, Jet Li's too real for a cartoon adaptation. Jackie Chan is larger than life.
Yeah, true. Jet Li is, in fact, the one, so...
Yeah, the one is better than any cartoon we could have gotten.
Very true. Alright, I'm going to tune in on this.
Same. It's relatable. Right. I think all the wife guys who listen to this podcast will enjoy it too.
Yeah, about either the times they have gotten vasectomies or their future.
Or their inability to keep their seed from spilling forth.
Yeah. Alright, well, congratulations, Nightman. I hope your duty to the people is going well, despite your painful vasectomy.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, fall that out of the way, Stare. Let's get to...
And that's a tune-in for Jackie Chan Adventures, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Definite tune-in from what I can remember of that show, which is... I don't know. I remember two distinct moments of watching that show. One was Saturday mornings, when it was, like, airing. And then I feel like Cartoon Network played a lot of it.
Yes. They played it at, like, 8 p.m.
Yeah. I remember,
it was, like, the perfect cozy hour to watch right before you went to bed on a school night.
I remember, like, a, like, hot, near the end of school, like, approaching summer night, watching Jackie Chan Adventures as, like, the air conditioner runs.
Yeah, that was, like, the perfect hour for cartoon watching. They also aired Pokemon at that hour, and then later on they moved to Naruto.
Yeah, that was...
I don't know what they do this...
I don't remember watching
probably Teen Titan Go's now.
Yeah, it's probably like a 18-hour block of Teen Titan Go. Because cable networks are hell stations now.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's get to the Rabble, huh?
Okay, let's get to the Rabble.
The Rabble is a segment here on the podcast where we look at IMDb and normally Rotten Tomatoes reviews and give you sort of a glance at what the people think of the show that we watched. We did something a little different this week, obviously. We watched a show from the mid-90s. I guess late 90s.
1997. Didn't we talk about this at the start of the...
Yeah, we did.
Yes, we did! Shit!
Titled Nightman. And, so, needless to say, the internet was not at the phase that it is in now. And so we don't have a whole lot to go off of, but we do have some IMDb reviews. This kind of works out because Keo normally handles the other IMDb review, and he's not here. So now we got me and you. We got some choice IMDb reviews here.
Yeah, I'm Nightman and Swanson is Dayman this week.
That's right. I'll go first with my review here.
Okay.
It is by Eelerson, and it says
Eels.
I don't know, Eli Eilerson? I don't know. It says cherish it. The show converts the same values as a comic onto the screen in a similar way to the original Batman series. It uses charm as its main weapon and pulls it off with room to spare. It has a strange...
For what?
Room to spare for, I don't know, budget?
Oh, bad news about that.
It has a strange ability to cut through the mental blocks of brainwashed viewers who would usually not watch a program with low budget, bad effects, and or dodgy acting. Most people can actually appreciate this show, if only for humor value. This show and its excellent jazz rhythm should be on the TV more. 10 stars.
What do you mean brainwashed? Brainwashed to expect quality?
Yeah, these people, values? These brainwashed viewers who expect a quality program when they turn on the TV. 22 out of 24 found this helpful.
I mean, his heart's in the right place, but...
He is right about the jazz rhythm, at least.
Yes.
But everything else...
That certainly takes that weird spin.
Yeah, it seems very strange. It's weird how many IMDb reviews go down the rabbit hole of everyone else is wrong about this show.
Well, that's interesting because... Well, here's a review from user IMDb-25288 who writes, "This garbage is beyond embarrassing. How did it get 2 seasons? Cheesy is putting it mildly. No one can act in this. The redhead cop is not only atrocious as an actress, she's inept at playing a cop. 1, she can't say her lines believably. 2, she can't use believable body language. The production values are terrible. This is filmed in the dark with a potato, so no one can see what's going on. Instead of actors, they might as well have used CGI everything. It's pathetic. It's beyond laughable. I could never be friends with anyone who enjoys this kind of crap. The leads must have been embarrassed beyond belief. He went from starring in his own series to becoming an extra. Goes to show you how terrible the show was. It literally ruined his career. 1 out of 10 because I can't give it minus 5,000 stars.
I mean, you could if you wanted, I guess.
Swanson, we cannot be this man's friend.
Yeah, we like this show too much.
0 out of 1 found this helpful.
Oh, wow. That's, that's rough.
Sounds like that guy's not making any friends either.
Yeah. That might have something to do with, it apparently was from this year.
Wow.
This review is apparently very recent, actually.
He just... Why was he watching Nightman?
Why in April of 2021 are you watching Nightman and not July of 2021 like we are right now?
I expect there's going to be a lot of IMDb reviews next week.
Yes, all of the fans swarming the page, talking about how great this television show is.
Yeah, if you can't give us a 5-star review, can you at least shitpost on IMDb and ruin their precious communities for us?
Yeah, please. Yeah, the precious Nightman community on IMDb.
Oh my god, that must be like a band of brothers at this point.
It's gotta be. They're all like positing what a season 3 could have looked like.
What if we had him fight Duskman?
Oh, I watch. So
those guys must really hate Always Sunny.
I did like the idea that this is filmed in the dark with a potato. Oh, did you get the camera? No, I got the potato.
Sort of like our podcast.
Yeah, actually, we do film it in the dark with a potato while recording with microphones. Alright, well, that's it for the rabble. Stay tuned for our official take on Nightman later in the show. Alright, Stare, I gotta ask an important question. What'd you watch this week? Anything fun? Interesting?
I watched Unhinged, starring Russell Crowe.
Oh, okay. Very different energy.
And Karen Pistorius.
This is... Okay. I think I've heard of this.
This is from 2020. It's a thriller about road rage.
Yeah, Russell Crowe is like hunting down this woman after a road incident.
she honked at him because he didn't notice a green light.
That's it?
So yes. And also she's a woman.
Okay.
Okay, this film posits what if the Joker was MAGA?
Oh, terrifying.
There's some very strong, like, post-January 6th Twitter energy in this film.
Okay. That's interesting because this was not...
Yes, it's almost like they predicted it.
Wild.
Yeah, this woman's like a well-to-do middle-class, like, hairstylist, I think? And Russell Crowe is also very well-kept in a button-down dress shirt. Despite being this beacon of, like, real rage.
He's just full of toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
Bursting at the seams.
As far as I can tell in this film, he just lives in this truck.
Oh, okay. That sounds healthy.
So it's sort of like Spielberg's Duel.
Oh, alright. Like there's a cool-ass car chase?
No.
Oh, so it's not...
There's a car chase.
Oh, okay.
It's also like falling down.
Because...
Way less cool.
Okay, but because there's a man who's, like, angry.
Yes.
Okay.
A white man who's angry.
So it's just
about
like...
the state of America.
It's just like a 2-hour-long film about a guy chasing
It's
another
90 minutes, thank God.
Oh, thank God. Okay. More movies need to be that length, by the way.
Still felt too long. And also at the end, they defeat Russell Crowe by the female lead solicits her son for his Fortnite strategies. I shit you not.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
So her son's like, you need to build a fort.
Yeah. No, they go to their grandma's house. And that's, like, very confusing, and she's, like, the decoy. Or some shit.
That's,
A cop gets crushed by a semi-truck, so that's cool, I guess.
Alright.
I would not recommend this movie unless you're, like, intoxicated in some way.
How's Russell Crowe in it?
Oh, he's the only good part.
Okay.
Like, no one can act compared to him in this film. He's doing all the heavy lifting, and still there's, like, stuff falling around him. Because his grip isn't big enough.
Dang. Alright. This week I watched... Well, we'll start with the first thing. Stare, I am back on my bullshit.
Oh!
I watched a bad TV show from years gone by.
Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam.
No. I mean, yes, but it's not bad.
Well,
it's not bad. I like that show. I did watch that show, though. I watched a show called Out of This World, which is an 80s sitcom. Started out on NBC as a primetime deal. They were trying to get like 7:30 as the new primetime was their idea.
Oh, that's way too late for the new primetime.
So you
gotta go for 7.
They got like a bunch of cheaply made sitcoms and then put them on at 7:30 throughout the week.
Oh, that's the opposite of what you want to do if you want that to be the new prime time.
So Out of This World is a show that's sort of like a precursor to Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like Third Rock from the Sun.
It is. It's about an alien. It's about, it's a precursor in the sense of how her powers work. You'll get it in a second.
Oh, okay. So it's like, is this like a teen girl alien?
Yes. She's a half human, half alien.
Well, alien-human hybrid.
That's right. On her 13th birthday, she finds out that her alien heritage gives her the power to stop time.
Whoa.
Yeah. And that mostly gets used for sitcom hijinks. It's her and her mom, but they want you to know her dad is like a deadbeat alien dad who lives on his home planet, and it's not really explained why he can't...
The surface is just covered in cracked beer cans.
Well, you never see the planet, but it's only... He communicates with a thing called the Cube, which is not shaped like a cube.
The mother box!
But it's not shaped like a cube. It's like a pixelated thing. But...
Oh, so it's like the illusion stone.
In the most inexplicable part, he is voiced by Burt Reynolds.
What?
Yeah, Burt Reynolds is on this syndicated show that ran for like 4 seasons in the late 80s.
For the Keoghs that might be listening, Burt Reynolds is the guy in the hovercraft in that one movie.
Yeah, he's also the porn director from Boogie Nights. So Burt Reynolds is in this as the only voice. Burt Reynolds is only the voice in this. And he sounds like he's recording all of his lines on from his home on a notepad.
Oh. The real Marlon Brando energy here.
They also do an inexplicable thing where anytime her dad does show up on Earth, his face is never seen because it's supposed to be Burt Reynolds, I guess.
It's like Count Chicken.
Yeah. Also, the guy who inspired Troy McClure is in this.
Oh, you mean Phil Hartman?
No, the guy. There was an actual actor apparently named Doug McClure who inspired the Simpsons character, and he is in this, and he is like most of the characters, or most of the actors rather, bad at their job. No. It's just a generic 80s sitcom. Like they get into hijinks, and she learns a valuable lesson at the end. It sucks. It's bad. You think with the premise like that, it's going to be like a fun watch. It's miserable.
It feels like you're stuck in time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, let's watch Night Court instead.
Yeah. Another thing I did was I watched In the Heights, the new movie based off of Lin-Manuel Miranda's pre-Hamilton Broadway play. I guess Broadway musical. It was fine.
Did In the Heights leave you feeling high? Or were you left for dead in the subway, cut into 7 pieces?
The latter, probably.
Oh, yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, it was, so you were saying more movies need to be 90 minutes long. Wholeheartedly agree. Maybe a musical doesn't need to be 90 minutes long, but it certainly doesn't. This movie did not need to be over 2 hours long.
Oh, God, longer than Star Wars?
It's 2 hours and I think 23 minutes.
Ooh, that's almost as long as Goodfellas.
And it's so from what I can gather from how the original play musical goes, they had to change a lot of things because the musical was written over a decade ago. And the changes don't work very well. I don't know. It's hard to describe without getting into the actual story, but...
Are you saying that Lin-Manuel Miranda does not have his ear to the ground of the American political currents?
Yeah, I feel like maybe he's lost his touch with the people. It's what, it tends to be what happens when you hit it big. It was, there are some really fun performances and the music is good. It's just a shame when there's not music playing.
Ooh. So in conclusion, watch 1776 instead.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Well, it's time for that segment you've been waiting for, Stare. Let's get to the news.
Oh. I've been dreading it.
Yeah.
Every week.
Now, Stare, do you like tossed salad and scrambled eggs?
No. Do you like tossing salad?
We'll talk about that later. Well, if you're a fan of any of those things, then you're going to really love this news because Frasier's coming back. Officially.
And he's ready to eat more ass.
Niles, I'm eating ass. What do you want?
The Penguin's back at it, Frasier. You gotta do something. I can't.
Oh, Frasier is Batman?
No, he's his own superhero. In Seattle.
Seattleman.
DC Seattle. a failed comics brand from the late 80s.
I could see it.
I own the #1 issue of Norm.
Norm's from Boston. Frasier.
Oh, yeah.
Frasier, the show, does take place in Seattle, though, of course. Yes, so Frasier...
Well, DC Norm would be in Bloodhaven then, wouldn't he?
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Rest in peace, Norm. There's no way he's surviving that walk. That daily walk. The Cheers bar would not survive being in Bloodhaven.
Oh.
I like the idea that at a certain point, the comic books writers were like, Gotham's not hardcore enough.
We need to make it more like Somalia.
Yeah, what if we made a city next to it that was essentially a third world country in America?
The national pastime is just shooting your AKs into the air.
Yeah.
City pastime.
And also, it's the place where Nightwing hangs out for some reason.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, someone has to. Really, Superman should move there. Like, come on.
No, clearly Superman loves Metropolis. You know what I saw today that made me think?
What?
I saw a Superman logo with a thin blue line on it.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is not what Chuck Spiegel and Schuster meant with that character.
Yeah, is there ever a moment where Superman is like... I mean, I can't remember a moment where Superman is like, hey, me and the police love hanging out together. Like, Batman at least is friends with certain police officers.
I feel like even recently they've done things where he's like walking in the middle of a protest in between the rioters and the riot cops.
Yeah.
And shielding them with his body.
Yeah, like Superman is like more obviously just like for the needs of the people.
Yes. Yeah, and in the 30s you'd have him beating up landlords for, exploiting people.
Yeah, exactly.
And tearing down the shitty apartments.
Anyway, what were we talking about? Frasier? So, in a lot of ways, Frasier is like this.
Yeah, Frasier is like a modern day Superman, but for the soul.
Yeah. And by modern day, of course, we mean from the early 90s till 2000.
Yeah, the Sopranos times of culture. What if Dr. Frasier was Tony Soprano's therapist? I'd be like,
I don't want to hear any more about your fucking opera.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be a very short series.
Yes, Tony would kill him real quick.
Or just not come back.
Yeah. An episode of Frasier where Frasier and Niles are being tracked by a mafioso.
By Furio?
Yeah.
Stupid a fucking city, always raining on me.
So yes, Kelsey Grammer has revealed that the Frasier reboot, or revival rather, is in the works. And he says that it'll probably be out early next year.
Wow.
That's right, they're going to be filming shortly.
The wonders you can accomplish when COVID is finally over.
It's true, yeah. Now everything is better in the world. It's going to be going to Paramount Plus, which is the new home of CBS All Access.
Oh. What happened to CBS All Access?
Well, it just got renamed.
Oh.
Because you gotta... In the current streaming wars, you gotta add a plus to your name to be considered. A plus or a max to be considered official.
You can't name yourself after a broadcast network.
No.
That'll just turn people off. It's too old-fashioned.
Yeah, people will be like, ew, that's dead. That's dead media.
Even though the target audience for Paramount Plus probably do not understand the concept of streaming services.
Yeah, it's either...
They have to have their grandkids explain it to them.
They're either They're either near death age, or they're Star Trek fans. So this is what Kelsey Grammer had to say. This is the closest we get to an actual idea of what the premise is, because it sounds like he hasn't figured it out yet.
Are they using any of our premises that we've come up with in the past?
Well, we'll find out. Having spent over 20 years of my creative life on the Paramount lot, both producing shows and performing in several, I'd like to congratulate Paramount Plus on its entry into the streaming world. I gleefully anticipate sharing the next chapter in the continuing journey of Dr. Frasier Crane.
Uh-huh, what else?
That's it. So yeah, you get the idea that they haven't really worked out what this is.
High hopes.
What this is.
Sounds like they're really changing up the formula there.
Now, it is important to mention that both Frasier's dad and the dog are dead.
Yes.
So whatever this...
Well, they can clone the dog.
Yeah, I guess that's true. They could clone the dog. They can't clone the
I
dad?
guess they could do an episode where they clone the dad, but he comes out wrong. He's young and evil.
Oh.
And he's played by Zachary Quinto.
Yeah. I'm on board with that.
Oh, God. I feel like they're going to do an episode on gender dysphoria. Like, he's going to have a patient with that.
Oh.
And there's going to be jokes about pronouns.
I don't want to... I mean, there was at least one famous Frasier episode where about gay panic, so...
Oh. Where he had to chemically castrate a man for being gay?
Yeah, that's right. No, I can't remember the entirety of the episode itself, but I do recall it was a thing where a person was in town and Frasier
accidentally saw his penis.
No, the guy thought Frasier was gay, and there's a lot of there's a lot of Frasier being like, me?
Frasier got a free massage coupon, but the masseur was male, and he enjoyed it a bit too much.
Yeah.
So he kept asking Jerry about it.
Jerry Seinfeld?
Oh, sorry. Yes.
the rare crossover, yeah.
Because I was thinking of that episode from Seinfeld where that happens. I think it was Newman.
Yeah. And he asked Jerry, and Jerry's like, there's nothing wrong with it!
Did he touch you, Bob? Oh, yeah, a little.
Okay, so there's my new idea for a Frasier reboot. Get Jerry Seinfeld in there.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's...
They're both in prison.
Yeah.
At HBO's Oz.
And Niles is the warden.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah, so we don't know what this Frasier reboot entails, but it's gonna happen. Speaking of things that are going to happen, but have maybe a little bit more detail, FX is currently working on an Alien TV series.
Yeah.
Being written and co-produced by the guy behind Fargo, Noah Hawley.
Oh.
So that
might be cool.
Yeah, there's potential there, right? Who knows?
Yeah, you could get a stew going.
Yeah. Hawley was asked to explain what his series is going to entail, and he made it clear that two things were going to be focused on. This is not this is quote unquote not a Ripley story, and that it's going to be a story set on Earth.
Yes, no Ripley, maybe Batman.
Oh,
definitely Predator.
That's where season 1 ends. Is like the aliens are on Earth and are like going around doing alien things, and then you hear, "It's time to suit up."
Yeah, or you see them in the heat vision.
Yeah. Here's what he...
Want a piece of candy?
Here's what he had to say about Earth being the setting. It's a story that's set on Earth. The alien stories are always trapped. Trapped in a prison, trapped in a spaceship. I thought it'd be interesting to open it up a little bit so that the stakes of what happens if you can't contain it are more immediate.
What if the trap was society?
Yeah, that's something to think about. What if the aliens themselves were corporations? Something to think about.
I think if like a Xenomorph hive came to Earth, that'd just be game over.
Game over, man?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so it sounds like... Wasn't the original idea for like Alien 3 supposed to be that they go to Earth?
I think that was what the ending was supposed to be.
And then it got like messed around.
Yeah, was that when and then Joss Whedon made Alien 4?
Yeah. Rest in peace. That's what we should have known then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it sounds like maybe this is like a course correction. They're just going to do an Alien 3, but as a TV show.
Or an Alien 4.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Yes.
Might be cool.
Yeah. I you know what? Listen to. I'll watch. I'll watch an episode.
Maybe RoboCop will show up. Who knows?
Oh, Alien versus Predator versus RoboCop
versus Terminator.
Yes. Whoever wins.
The viewer wins.
Yeah. Whoever wins, we do by watching.
Well, we would all be rooting for Terminator, I think.
You wouldn't be rooting for RoboCop?
Well, against Terminator. Well, if it's Arnie in his prime, I would be rooting for a Terminator, but I guess I would be rooting for RoboCop nowadays.
Yeah. Well, that's the question. Is what Terminator? What version of Terminator is this? Is this bad Terminator? Good Terminator?
I guess it would be good Terminator.
Yeah.
Traveling back in time.
Also, I feel like Xenomorphs could actually take out a T-1000.
Maybe.
I mean, their acid blood would probably eat through it, right?
That depends on the type of acid, as Breaking Bad has taught us. Acids can dissolve varying types of materials, depending on what type you use.
Very true.
They do kill the T-1000 with acid in Terminator Genisys.
All right. The more you know. I'm glad that you watched that movie and not me.
You did watch it. I made you watch it.
No, hold on.
We talked about this last week.
I watched the important part of that movie, which is Arnold fighting Arnold.
Yeah.
And then I didn't watch anything else.
No, you watched it up until they went to the modern day.
Did.
And then we all got collectively disgusted with the film and turned it off.
Yeah. But you watched the full thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
John Connor's a Terminator in that.
Oh, what?
Yeah. He's made out of nanomachines.
Glad I didn't watch that trash.
He does a sick fighting game combo move on Arnie where he's teleporting around while punching him. He's leaving after images with his nanomachine body.
Oh. So yes, hopefully the Alien show turns out better than this, or the last 3
Terminator Genisys.
Ridley Scott films.
Or the last 3 Terminator films.
Yeah. Man, Terminator and Alien really are 2 franchises that have just been done dirty, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
And both treated very well by James Cameron.
Very true. I think it's time for James Cameron to make a Predator movie.
I don't think he has it in him to make a good film anymore.
No, he's busy doing 18
He's too old.
Avatar movies.
Yeah, he's too old and tired. I think the fire's gone out.
Yeah. I guess Predator is also a franchise that has been done dirty, because I can't remember. I never watched the other 2 Predator movies.
Predators was okay.
Is that the Shane Black one?
No, Shane Black is the Predator.
Oh, okay.
Predators was just these random people from across the planet all dropped on this alien world and hunted by the Predator.
Oh.
And they're all human warriors in their own way. One guy was a kendo practitioner with a real samurai sword. Another was an African soldier mercenary.
Oh yeah,
one of them was a prison convict.
I was gonna say, is this the movie where it's revealed, spoiler, that one of them is a serial killer or something?
Yes.
Okay. I remember hearing about this.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I have one bit of news left, and it is of course about yet another franchise. We've talked for a bit about Amazon's Lord of the Rings show, the now official most expensive TV show ever produced. But it seems like a lot of that money isn't going towards safety.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a very expensive show, but believe it or not, Amazon is not taking their workers' safety into account.
Most dwarves killed during production. New record set.
The $465 million show has had a complaint launched against it by one of their performers who who's said to receive an onset...
Who will be referred to as Mr. Black.
Yes. Who is said to have received payment for an onset injury they received.
Yes.
Yeah, so this person, who's worked on a bunch of sets apparently beforehand, says that they left after having to undergo brain surgery to address an aneurysm they had.
After being forced to fight a real orc.
Yeah. To be fair, at current, there's no link between her current condition and the injury on the show, but they did sort of happen close together, so.
Mm-hmm.
But the one that has been, the one that's talked about the most, and this is a real name, I want to make this clear, I'm not making a person up.
Full frontal.
Thomas Kiwi, who had previously worked on Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings and Hobbits films.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. If you're going to film in New Zealand.
Called the show's handling of stunts so unsafe. He left the series in March after suffering a rotator cuff injury after a backflip stunt went wrong. He says that his concerns about the rigging of the stunt were glossed over by the show's staff, and that industry standard practices, including meetings with the people who were doing the wire work, were skipped over.
Oh my god. What?
Kiwi said, because there's a lot of shit that's happening in the stunt department, and a lot of unsafe stuff that's happened, I just left.
Oh my god. Next thing you're going to hear, Jackie Chan invited to set. Pisses himself from sheer terror.
Naturally, Amazon is saying that nothing has gone wrong. In a statement from an Amazon employee, or I think maybe Amazon itself, hard to say. Amazon Studios takes the health, physical, and emotional welfare of our cast and crew extremely seriously. As a top priority, the production team continues to be in full compliance with the mandated WorkSafe NZ safety and security government regulations.
We're going to find out that, like, they were just classifying the stuntmen as, like, warehouse workers.
Yeah.
To hide the injury stats or something.
They were actually classifying them as hobbits.
Every time a guy gets trampled to death by a horse, it's classified as a forklift mishap due to operator error.
Yeah, it's, I mean, listen, it's all for the name of this show that's taking place in, like, the Age of Humans or something.
I thought it was going to be the Age of Elves.
I don't know what the second... my Lord of the Rings lore is not as robust as some other people's, but it's the second age. I don't know what that is. And
the third... Was the third age after the Lord of the Rings happened? Was that the Age of Man?
I think the third age is when it happens.
I think the second age is the Age of Elves, and Sauron kind of puts an end to that by fucking shit up so badly.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe it's because the elves wage an endless war on the god of evil, who metaphysically cannot be defeated.
Well, I would watch either of those, so it does sound interesting.
Yeah.
Alright, well, in that case, I guess it's worth all of the stunt people's lives being put in risk.
They're being forced to fight Morgoth or whatever the fuck his name is.
Oh yeah, they're actually doing the fights. Yeah,
We wanted to really make the action come alive, so we used real elven metal in our swords. Mithrian metal.
5 people have already died in our fight scenes. Which is statistically accurate with how many people died in this battle.
According to the Silmarillion.
Yeah. It was only a matter of time before people started, like, faithfully recreating battles from...
Faithfully recreating the Battle of the 5 Corpses.
Yes. What a terrible battle. Alright, well, we all look forward to the late wow. I didn't actually read that part before now. This show's expected to come out in late 2021? Really?
What?
Feels like they're still working on
it. They're spending so much money on it, they gotta get it out the door.
Yeah, they pretty much this show debuting is like a please get Amazon Prime.
They've spent so much money on it, and you and I cannot say what it's about.
Yeah, that's very true. We just know the era it takes place in and what might happen.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
What the fuck is the first age then if the second age was the Age of Elves? The Age of Dwarves?
That sounds cool as shit. I want to watch that. Just a bunch of people in the mountains hanging out. Just a bunch of greasy people in the mountains.
And then came the Great Plague of Sunburn that cast the Dwarven civilizations into the history books. So we were talking about Frasier?
Oh, okay. The Age of Men was the 4th age.
Oh, yeah. So I guess the Age of Monkey About was the 3rd age, and the Age of Elves was the 2nd age.
So yeah, Age of Dwarfs, there you go. There is at least one person probably who's listening to this who knows all this stuff. And if you are, send an email. Screaming.
It's probably Pfeiffer.
Yeah, maybe.
That seems like a guy who would have a Lord of the Rings phase.
Alright. We'll figure it out, I'm sure, eventually when we watch the Lord of the Rings show.
Look forward to our Silmarillion cast, where we just go through the entire work.
Hey, listen, you can make that happen. All you gotta do...
Oh, God.
All you gotta do is go over to buymeacoffee.com/TVTuners and you'll find a page there where you can donate a single coffee, and that gives us a single topic for you to discuss. Now, obviously, I feel like you need more than one coffee to get us to watch, or to read, rather, the Similarian. But,
yeah, don't expect the deepest dive if you only buy one coffee.
But, you know, if you buy a couple, we're going to do a deep dive into that bad boy, and we're not going to like it, but we're going to do it.
Well, we might like it. Keel will hate it. No, Keel will love it.
It's like Keel's worst nightmare. It's a bunch of names.
You're right. But he loves Western fantasy, I think.
He does?
He loves that sort. Oh, he used to be a big fan of Darkest Dungeon.
I feel like somewhere he is like... He's rolling over in his grave, which is where we left him on the floor.
Yeah. We put a blanket on him.
That's true, so he didn't get cold. Alright. Enough mucking about. It's time for us to get to our main event, Stairmaster.
Yes, since we can't talk about the mini Saints of Newark without Keo here.
That's true.
There's no trail.
And also, we watched a show, and now we're going to talk about it.
Yes.
Nightman is a late 90s show featuring the titular superhero, real name Johnny Domino.
Oh, fuck yeah.
A saxophonist who is struck by a lightning bolt in a freak cable car accident that gives him...
Wait.
Yeah?
A cable car accident that involves being struck by lightning. Couldn't you have just been struck by lightning? What is a cable car?
It allows him to telepathically recognize evil.
No, he's tuned into the frequency of evil, Swanson.
Nightman has no other powers, but does have a super suit, which is a blue-caped, bulletproof black bodysuit that gives him several abilities, including flight, holographic camouflage, invisibility, and advanced sight functions. Also lasers.
Yes. I feel like you should start off with the lasers.
Nightman protects Bay City from all harm. Did Nightman leave you playing your saxophone in joy, or did it make you experience your traumatic childhood in terror?
Yeah, this is I feel very complicated about this, Swanson. What about you?
Yeah, there's a lot of emotions running through your mind when you watch this show. So right off the bat, before we even get into
the fucking intro.
We got to talk about this intro. Before we even get into the intro, though, I got to say, you might have noticed this there. They say this is based off of a Marvel character.
Yeah.
That is technically
not
true.
I noticed when in the credits they said it was Malibu Comics.
Yeah, Malibu Comics was a comics brand that was later purchased by Marvel Comics.
Mm-hmm.
But they had a thing called the Ultraverse, which was essentially their version of superheroes. Nightman was one of those superheroes.
Was he an A-lister? I assume he had to be.
Hard to say.
Nah.
I don't think he was, but again, I can't really...
We don't do research on the show.
Yeah. I guess he was an A-lister. He had a pretty popular comic book. He had a one-shot called The Nightman vs. Wolverine.
Oh my god.
So yeah, you know this dude's for real.
To be fair, who hasn't fought Wolverine?
That's true, yeah. He also hung out with Gambit for a miniseries.
The Marvel did like an adaptation of those Anne Rice vampire novels where the character from that was fighting Wolverine on one of the covers.
Dang.
And there was a disclaimer saying Wolverine does not actually show up in any of this.
In the comic books, apparently, he is a jazz musician named Johnny Domingo.
Yes. But that was too ethnic for...
Yeah. They had to change it to
Warner
Domino.
Brothers?
This is not Warner Brothers. This is a syndicated
UPS.
show, obviously, if you couldn't tell from the production values. This is some production thing called Atlantis Films. I don't know. But this is made by Bad TV superstar Glenn Larson. The man behind...
Yeah, that name does sound familiar.
Well, he's the man behind... Well, I guess bad and good, depending on your quality. He's the man behind the original Battlestar Galactica. He's the man behind He's the man behind Magnum P.I., Knight Rider.
Interesting.
And, are you ready for this one? He's the man behind Manimal, the show of a man who transforms into animals, but mostly an eagle and a panther.
Not to be confused with Animan.
Yeah, that's totally different.
A one-pilot NBC show.
And
about an animal that was transformed into a man.
And not to be confused with Puchinsky, one-off pilot, also from NBC, maybe, about a farting dog who embodies...
solves crimes.
Yeah, who the spirit of a dead cop.
Yeah, it's a Detective Pikachu situation.
Yeah. So yeah, he's got a pretty good list of good stuff and bad stuff. And
I thought you were going to say Atomic Train for a second.
No, he didn't do Atomic Train. He also did a show around the same time as Manimal called Automan, which was sort of like a Tron ripoff.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like Park Car.
He's like a computer who like makes a car.
What?
And like drives around in it.
That is like the perfect early 90s.
Yeah. So, this was actually... So that means this is actually his third series with man in the title. So yeah, Nightman. Apparently in the comics, it's not that he can... It's not that he has... he's tuned into the frequency of evil. It's just that he hears the thoughts of evil people.
Oh.
So I'm not sure what his deal is in terms of... how they make that interesting. But hey, it's not for me to figure out.
It's like Stephen King's The Dead Zone, but with sax.
Yeah. If that movie, or I guess rather the novel, if that novel had more people playing saxophone, it'd be better. If that movie,
yes.
What would you think if you watched the movie and Christopher Walken was just playing a saxophone?
That'd be awesome. I would love to see that.
So yes, we got to get into the intro here.
Oh yeah, top 10 anime OPs.
Yeah, this is this is a wild intro. So yeah, you got this rockin' theme song. Easily the best part of the entire show is this theme song right here.
Mm-hmm. Maybe the best theme song we've heard on the show for TV tuners.
Yeah, I mean I can't argue with that. It's balls to the wall. Like, the sax is obviously doing the heavy lifting on this, but it's good. It's rocking. But what I like about this intro, outside of showing the kind of terrible costume off,
it's not great.
Is my favorite part about this, and I've watched this intro at least 3 times, is when he clicks a remote control and it turns up a holographic version of him playing the saxophone.
Yeah.
And then he just sort of stares at it for a little bit and walks away.
Whose benefit is that?
Are there a bunch of people watching him, so he needs to like have a hologram on, so people are like, oh, he's just playing his saxophone again.
It looks like it's in his apartment, though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is there like people watching his apartment? Because they think he's Nightman?
I think he's entertaining his guests. It's probably a beautiful woman.
Yeah, and also, who...
I can only imagine.
Did his friend also make a holographic version of him playing the saxophone? What for? It raises so many questions, especially because it doesn't come up at all in this episode.
Is it even part of the show?
I feel like it's just a thing that was in the intro.
Yeah, we might not see that black guy defusing a bomb or whatever. Ever.
Yeah, very true. So the episode itself does finally does open up here, and he's just enjoying a solo saxophone session in the club.
Yeah. This is amazing.
If you went to a jazz club and there was just a saxophonist on stage, would you stick around?
If it was this, yes.
Yeah, because he's not only is he playing sax, but he's like embodying. He's got like full motion saxophone playing going on.
His fingers have a life of their own, because we see when he gets distracted by his Stephen King Dead Zone visions, he's still jamming it.
It's true. Yeah, well, once...
And I want to say, this show...
Yeah.
You could literally use entirely footage from this episode to make a vaporwave music video.
Yeah, 100%. Especially all of the times where they're going through like the dimensions, Vertigo style.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this lady shows up, and obviously there's something wrong right from the jump because he's getting these Dead Zone flashes of...
You've seen this Medusa figure.
Yeah. He has a conversation with her, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm a reporter. I heard there's a big thing going down in this jazz club, so I'm here."
The big show!
Yeah, I guess there's like an anniversary show going on or something. I don't know. And she's like, "Take my card." And he's like, "Huh? Card?"
Like, wow, someone famous. I gotta tell my not girlfriend about this.
Yeah, I guess this is the club owner?
Yeah, she's like... not white, so she can't be his love interest.
True. And she also, I guess, only appears to yell at him constantly.
To gaslight him.
Yeah, it's like, what are you talking
This show
about?
was for... What if instead of a woman being not believed, it was a himbo?
Yeah, exactly. And he's like, "Yeah, she gave me her card." And he's like, she's just like, "No, this is nothing. This is like a car wash. I don't want to deal with this."
But on the back is some Masonic imagery.
Yeah, which she didn't look at or doesn't care about, I guess.
She's busy.
Yeah, got a lot of planning to do.
The big magic show's tomorrow.
Yeah, why is the jazz club for their anniversary doing a magic show?
I would imagine they would just do more jazz.
Yeah, you couldn't get more jazz musicians to come in and play? It's supposed to be like San Francisco. It's not like there's a dearth of jazz players.
Oh.
Well, not at this period.
Space City, Swanson.
Maybe now there is.
I assume the 90s was a bad time for jazz.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, La La Land probably brought jazz back for very, like, unsufferable people.
Ooh.
So...
Yeah, if you like La La Land, do not listen to this podcast. We do not want your patronage, financial or otherwise.
The movie's fine. I'm just saying Ryan Gosling's character in that movie is probably what the people really took the wrong things away from that character.
Yes. If you listen to this podcast, you should model yourself off of Ryan Gosling from Drive, or Only God Forgives.
It's true.
Probably Only God Forgives, because he's basically a Gundam protagonist in that.
If you're listening to this podcast, you should model yourself after Ryan Gosling from Blade Runner 2049. And so yes, this guy's here. This guy's getting these strange apparitions. This is maybe one of my favorite parts of the show here. So he goes back to his house, which the background of his apartment is terribly green screened. It's I mean, I assume they did it for the suit thing, but like it's just so funny that they had to green screen the back of his apartment. So his suit attacks him, and he gets into a fight with his suit. And it looks...
Oh, yeah, and they could only film this from one angle because of the green screen.
Yes.
The straight ahead with the couch in front.
And it looks great. It's a great fight. Very convincing. Makes me believe that
He gets blasted with a laser.
Yeah.
And only suffers a minor first-degree burn.
It really makes me believe that a man can fight his own suit. So, the next day... I guess it seems like the next day. I'm not sure. His friend comes over, Rowley, I guess.
This is like that episode of Cowboy Bebop where he fights the big floating fat man. It's very dreamlike.
Oh, yeah, that's true. There's some Walker vibes in this, mainly because
Oh.
He has a black friend.
It was so brave of Chuck Norris to normalize having black friends on television.
Yeah, before then it never happened. Name one example. Exactly.
I guess Sanford and Son were kind of friendly to each other, but they were also very hostile.
Weren't they both black?
Yeah, but they were father and son.
True. Yeah, so he, his friend Raleigh comes in and does like a quick exposition for people who are listening. It was very nice of him to do this on the 14th episode of this show.
Well, it was the 90s. There was no expectation you saw the first 13 episodes.
It's true, yeah. And this is, as far as I can tell, the only full episode of Nightman that you can find. So yeah, he's like, hey man, you think it was a laser burn? Come on, get real. And he's like, well, the suit's missing. He's like, oh, the suit's missing? You just left it on the floor. He's like,
you must have been smoking again.
Pick up your suit. I love how indignant he gets that he just left the suit on the floor.
Oh yeah, nobody believes him in this episode.
Yeah.
Except the British guy, I guess.
It's weird that no one believes him because at least one of them knows what his superpowers are. I feel like if you know that a guy is tuned into the frequency of evil, you would listen to what he has to say about people.
Yeah.
But Raleigh's just like, no, man.
But if you consider that this woman is really hot.
All right, well, that changes my opinion.
And then we're introduced to her with a lingering shot of her feet.
Yeah.
So if you were half a mind whether to watch Nightman or not, there you go.
It spends like...
First shot.
First shot is courtesy of Quentin Tarantino. It spends...
her walking in, like, sandal heels.
Yeah, and it spends, like, 30 seconds on her legs.
Yeah.
And then it's like, yes, this is woman. Like, at that point, you're expecting it to be somebody that you know. Like, famous. And it's just not. It's just a person. So, they go to this they go to this classic jazz club ball where they're doing magic. And...
yeah, we got this lady dressed up like Zatanna from DC Comics.
Yeah, and she's making people disappear. So
yes, she's sending them to the Dragon Ball Z dead zone.
She's making people disappear, and no one in the audience questions where they went because they never come back.
Well, it's a magic trick. It's a magic trick, Swanson.
Yeah, don't you bring the person back when you're done with the magic trick?
Well, the show's still going on.
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, this effect of them falling into another dimension.
Yeah, it's like it's Vertigo, but in like the late 90s edition because it's like
Tim and Eric's show had better special effects than
it's
this.
Like one of those early computer visualizers for when you play music. It's like playing in the background of when they go to this other dimension.
It looks like the time travel from Sonic CD, but it's stuck on orange. It doesn't cycle through the other colors.
Yes. And this guy goes to prison cell past.
Yeah.
This guy his name apparently is
clearly evil.
This guy's actual name on the show is Lieutenant Charlie Dan.
Oh, that sounds like a Gundam name.
Yeah, Charlie Dan.
What they think American names are.
So he gets put in jail with this prisoner who looks like a wrestler from the early 90s. And
you can tell he's evil because he's huge and he wears like a jean jacket vest.
Yeah, which was our signifiers of evil by 1997 standards.
Yeah.
And he attacks this guy. Takes a real long time murdering him. really savors his beating him up.
Well, it's hell, so I don't think time flows linearly.
I guess it's true.
It's like Event Horizon. It's like the Event Horizon dimension.
He also has like, so there's this guy Frank who is Nightman's dad, And he shows up also in this guy's vision and is just like, I'm just doing my job.
You railroaded me out of the force.
Yeah.
Because you had to do everything by the books.
Because I'm too old to be a police officer, they said. Well, look at me now.
We see him in a flashback earlier, and for a second I thought he was being played by Robert Patrick. And I had a nervous
that
breakdown.
would be sad for him.
Yeah, especially because 1997.
Yeah. No, instead it's a guy who looks sort of like Robert Patrick.
He sounds like him, too.
I guess, yeah. Yeah, and it's, he's arguing with his wife while his son is just, like, sitting there. It gets really funny later, but for now it's just like a...
Trust me, it's hilarious.
It's... Oh, boy.
So anyway, he's getting beaten up in prison.
Yeah, this guy's getting beaten up in prison, and meanwhile...
He's crying out to his friend.
Oh, yeah, his friend doesn't want to help. Meanwhile, in, like, the real world, Raleigh finally believes... I forget what exactly makes him believe what Nightman is talking about here, but...
I don't either.
But Nightman is like, you gotta believe me, and he's like, okay, I guess I will now, because we're halfway through the show.
Okay, for the audience, I watched this episode like 2 hours ago, and I can't remember what caused Riley to flip his tune.
No, I watched this episode like an hour ago, I don't remember. So yeah, they at one point, Nightman refers to her as dangerously evil, which seems like maybe you don't need that descriptor for evil.
Well, he was saying she's evil, and then Black Guy was just getting horny about it.
Yeah.
So we had to clarify it.
He had to make sure you knew that by evil he meant dangerous. And yeah, he also once again tries to explain it to the owner of the club, and she refers to him as a party poop. Not a party pooper.
Yeah, party poop. No, party pooper's trademarked.
Oh, yeah, you have to say party poop.
Happy birthday situation.
Yeah. They got to it before anyone else noticed. And that's like the last you see of her the whole episode, I think, until the very end.
She did not have to face her inner demons.
No, she didn't have to face being wrong about literally everything. Yeah,
that whore, she should have been killed.
Nightman goes back to his house to get the suit. That's where the magician lady is at his house, and she's like, I'm a magician. She said, there's white magic and there's black magic, and you're white magic, I guess.
Yeah, she apparently is says that he's on the new addition to the forces of good.
Yeah, which means...
We do not get a motivation from this lady. She's just evil for evil's sake.
She's just evil. We don't know really why she's doing all of this other than, I guess she's testing him. She doesn't show up again, from what I can tell reading Wikipedia. This is her only appearance. You know who I did find something fascinating here, though, to take a little bit of a divergence.
Oh.
So I was looking at the guest appearances list, and there is a person here who's named Chang.
Oh no!
Do you want to know what Chang's all about?
Who's he played by?
He's played by a guy named Rick Young.
I feel like I know him from something. Okay, but what's his deal?
He is a Chinese diplomat whose goal is to cause a third world war using a high-technology neutron cannon weapon.
Oh, that is peak 1997.
Okay. Rick Young apparently played henchman in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Of course, that's what I knew him from.
So yes, congratulations to Chang. I'm sure that was very well done. Also, fun fact, Donald Trump makes a special appearance in a future episode of the show.
Oh. Unfortunately, that has been lost to the ages, and we cannot verify this claim by Wikipedia.
Yeah, it says he appears as himself in the episode Face to Face. So we'll never know.
Oh, maybe they switch faces.
Oh, like a face-off situation where Nightman is Donald Trump. That's right, me and the Nightman, we fought together. It was great times. He's a great superhero. It's the kind of superhero we need because he can play the saxophone.
Honestly, these fight scenes would not be that much worse with Donald Trump.
They would be slower.
Yeah. Well, they're already so slow.
Yeah. And also, this is another thing that reminded me of Walker. The fight scenes have just ridiculous sound effects. I'm thinking in particular near the end of the episode where he fights the prison guy. And, like, the prison guy hits a wall, like the convict. He hits a wall and it goes... Poink!
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cartoonish. No roundhouse kicks, though. I feel like Nightman...
They didn't have that tech.
Yeah, Nightman should be doing something like that.
Walker Texas Ranger was on the air while this, at the same, concurrently.
Yeah, what's stopping him?
They did not have the money. This was Canadian television, Swanson.
That's true. Well, it was only Canadian television for the second season, interestingly enough, Star.
Oh.
They had to cut, like...
So they had no excuse for the first...
The first season went
saw.
fine, and then I guess in the second season they cut budget and ran to Canada to save on cost. And they had to cut, like, half the cast.
Yeah.
Like... And
then they reused all that for the Gundam live-action movie 3 years later.
Probably. Yeah, so in the second season, there is no club owner. She's gone.
Oh!
There's no...
I guess she wasn't the love interest.
Charlie Dan, he's not here. The guy who played Rowley, he has been recast. And Nightman's dad is killed in the season 2 premiere.
Yeah. By the computer guy, apparently, according to Wikipedia.
By some guy named Kieran Keys.
Kioren?
Kioren. Wait a second. That's what he's been up to. So yes, Rowley goes to the basement to look for... I don't even know what he's doing in the basement, to be honest with you.
I think they're searching for Frank, or whoever the hell. They think he's in the basement.
Oh, yeah, because she explains that they're being trapped inside their own minds.
And that makes him think of the basement.
Yeah, I guess. And he goes into the basement and gets trapped into his own mind where he's being racially profiled. This is an interesting divergence from the episode. So he's driving Nightman's car. And he's going real fast, and he gets...
Oh, yes.
He gets pulled over by this cop, and it goes about Southern as you expect. The cop is like, I'm going to let you drive away, but you gotta...
But you have 2 minutes to get out of my county.
And then there's another cop.
The sun is going down.
Another cop pulls him over. Basically, the cops are going to, like, murder him, and Nightman shows up, because Nightman says, fuck the police.
Yes, and he murders the cops instead.
Yeah, and blows up their cars, which feels like it was the whole budget of the episode, was blowing up those cop cars.
And then he murders Riley for taking his car without asking.
Yes, and then Riley just wakes up from the nightmare. Real easy. Like Nightman finds him, and then he's like, just wakes up. Nightman doesn't have to do anything other than like, hey, wake up, man. So this is where the episode takes a bit of a turn, because Nightman and Rowley go to confront this magician lady, and this is where we get the reveal that Nightman's dead mom is in one of these realities, and he gets sent to the reality where his dead mom and his dad are arguing on his birthday. And he's just like sitting there next to his kid version of himself as they're arguing about like his dad cares too much about his job and not about the family. And the kid version of him just starts saying, "It's my birthday. It's my birthday.
It's my birthday, 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 birthday."
And I don't know. I mean, listen. It sounds sad when you just say it, but the kid not even acting, just saying the line with no emotion that it's my birthday is one of the funniest things.
Like Harrison Ford narrating Blade Runner.
Yes, pretty much. It's my birthday.
And my parents were arguing about work.
The episode starts to fly off the rails with this stuff because he goes and he somehow leaves that realm, and we forgot to talk about this British scientist guy who I guess helps him discover his abilities. I think
he's a neurologist because he talks about the nightmares for a bit.
I don't know what his deal is, but he's apparently a figure who like helps Nightman. He helped him discover his powers or something. This doctor guy, he's there and he's like, this lady's very powerful. You've got to watch out, Nightman. And then, this lady she attacks him, the doctor guy, and then melts Rowley's feet.
Classic nightmare material, your feet melting.
Yeah. You ever had that dream where your feet melt and then you wake up?
Now, one time when I was a kid, I had this nightmare that there was a disease going around that caused your mouth to seal, and it was spread by touch, and my mom got it, and I had to keep her from touching me, and I was just like, no.
Was that,
and she was like,
did you like was it from watching The Matrix?
No, I think it was before I saw The Matrix, actually.
Because I do remember distinctly having nightmares from that scene in The Matrix.
I think that nightmare might have actually predated The Matrix.
Dang. Stairmaster, one of the Wachowskis.
It was a really fucked up dream.
No, I definitely remember having nightmares from watching The Matrix at probably way too young. And seeing that scene.
I'm sure I had dreams about being chased by agents.
Oh, for sure. But it was mostly the mouth thing, because that was the thing that creeped me out the most as a kid.
That'd be very unfortunate. I would hate for that to happen to me.
Yeah. No good. So yeah, it's very much like melting your feet. And so he finds out that he has to go through each of these like nightmare planes and fight the battles. But it's really just he fights one criminal and then sits next to his child self.
Well, talking to children is its own sort of battle.
I guess true. Like, does he even really help the situation with that kid?
No, he didn't change history or anything.
He just sat there with the kid, and the kid was like, thanks. It's like, for what?
Yeah, he should have yelled at his dad or something.
Yeah. I also like that because the dad is a recurring character on the show. They don't want him to do anything too egregious, like hit his wife or anything, so they just have them argue. So there's like no drama. There's no real stakes in anything going on here.
No.
It's just two people arguing while a child sits there and listens to it.
Yeah, the dad should have pulled out a sword or something.
Yeah, what if the Nightman fought his dad?
Or Russell Crowe from Unhinged shows up and murders both parents with a hammer, like he does at the start of that film. The Nightman has to fight him.
That's how they start that film?
Yeah, he just walks into his house and murders a man and his wife with a hammer and then burns the place down.
That sounds like starting on a peak.
Yeah. And then there's like an Atomic Train style montage of news footage about road rage incidents.
Oh.
I shit you not.
Oh boy. This could happen to you. So yeah, he finally confronts the magician lady, and I love the like exchange that they have here, where he's pretty much just like, "How could someone so evil be so hot?"
And then she's like, "Let me show you my true form." And she's still very hot. It's just her makeup doesn't work that well.
Yeah, it's just like she didn't put enough concealer on. So yeah, they're fighting, and she's throwing like mildly annoying cards at him.
Yeah.
This is where I feel like the power set for Nightman isn't anything that I listed in the intro. It's actually just whatever we feel like writing. Because he's getting attacked by, like, electricity and is just, like, sitting there just like, oh, no, oh, that hurt. And then he turns invisible and comes back and beats her up, I guess. And then things...
she just kind of leaves.
Things go fucking bonkers at the end here. So she's just like, all right, well, I guess you bested me. Bye. Also, it was all a dream, maybe. But also, it's also a loop, a time loop. What's...
Like that episode of Walker, Texas Ranger, Nightman wakes up the day before.
Yeah.
And he's playing the saxophone again, much to our delight.
Yes. This time with a full band, which I thought was weird.
Well, obviously, in the dream, his mental capacity could not simulate the band, so it was just him.
True. Oh, you know what else I liked about this episode? That they have... It's like they could only get extras for one shoot. So they have a reason for there to be nobody in the club for the rest of the episode.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he, I don't even understand this ending. So he relives the moment where he met this magician lady, and then he just keeps the card? Is that the ending?
Yeah, I think so.
What does that mean? Is he just...
what is the moral of this episode? Magic is bad?
Yeah, like, what? That's the end of the episode. Like, next week he's gonna fight someone else. Apparently next week is an episode featuring, if we're going by, like, weekly order here, next week's episode would have been Jerry Springer guest stars as the House of Soul is discovered to be built over a section of an Asian community from the 1908 San Francisco earthquake.
What, and they have to go on the Jerry Springer show?
Why is Jerry Springer guest starring on this episode focused on the Asian community from 1908?
Jerry Springer invites Nightman onto the show, and also an Asian triad gang and there's just a fist fight that breaks out.
Oh, here's an episode called Night Woman. A cop is turned into Nightman's female counterpart by her scientist father after she is left for dead following an attack by the mob.
Wow.
Amazing Grace. After a saxophonist friend is shot and killed during a gas station robbery, Johnny feels he is not doing anything effective to protect Bay City as Nightman. However, when he's killed in a car accident and goes to heaven, will an angel's touch be able to send him back to Earth to carry on as Nightman?
Wait, so it's Yu Yu Hakusho? He has to get himself resurrected?
Yeah, I feel like it's probably more Walker, Texas Ranger, but...
Everything is Walker, Texas Ranger with you, Swanson.
Yeah. Well, especially early to late 90s syndication shows.
Yeah.
Nightman infiltrates a mysterious crash site outside Bay City where he finds the wreckage of a UFO and a trail of dead military men left by a rampaging alien.
Yeah, that's a Walker episode.
Whoa, get a load of this. This episode in Season 2 is titled Manimal. Nightman works with the shape-shifting Dr. Jonathan Chase and his daughter to put an end to the homicidal rampage of a time-traveling Jack the Ripper.
Well, hold on. Is this the titular Manimal? Is this a crossover?
Yeah, it says crossover with Glenn Larson's Manimal.
Wow. I think that alone is tune-in material right there.
Yeah, we might never find that episode because it's probably lost to time itself, but...
That sounds amazing.
There is an episode where he fights a monster named Gore that aired in 1999.
Wow.
Night Woman returns and seeks Nightman's help to protect the Queen and her infant son from the woman's evil husband and his voodoo priestess.
Oh, no, not the fucking voodoo magic one.
Alright, I'm done. Anyway, that was...
You better be.
That was Nightman. What do we think of this show, Stir?
That was a delight, but I can see how it might be off-putting for some people. You gotta be a certain kind of mentally ill for this one.
Yeah, listen... this
is very much an acquired taste.
Yeah. This is a tune-out if you're watching it on, like, a computer, but it's a total tune-in if you, like, happened upon it late at night on, like, some station you've never heard of.
Probably a haunted one. You're probably, like, tuning into a ghost.
Yeah, there's no way this show's on the... If you might be under a magician's spell if you find this show on cable TV.
Yeah, the only way you're seeing footage of this on your television is if you're watching Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, very true.
Which we did not talk about at all. Probably for the best.
Shockingly, zero Nightman conversation here. Nightman never encounters a person named Dayman in the show. Missed opportunity.
Unfortunately.
Yes, so I don't know what I'm gonna... I think I'm gonna give it a light tune-in.
Yeah, same here.
It's so bad it's good territory here. You just gotta check it out.
And you gotta love that saxophone.
Yeah, seeing is believing with this show. You just gotta be on the right frequency.
And now we will present a rendition of the theme song.
Oh no. Alright. Thank you, Stare, for that. I feel like people are already going to get mad because we like this and we didn't tune in on like Harley Quinn or something.
Oh, why Harley Quinn? Yeah, very similar show, Harley Quinn.
Yeah, very, very similar vibes they were trying to capture.
Hold on. Do you think Nightman goes down?
Oh, 100.
Of course he is.
He's a sax player, Stairmaster. It would be a crime if he didn't. He would have to arrest himself.
I mean, he's so great at blowing on one thing.
Yeah. Now imagine him doing it on others.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, that's a tune in on Nightman. Go find it. If anything, just listen to the intro. You don't even have to watch an episode.
Yeah.
And that'll about do it for this week's episode of TV Tuners. Just a reminder, of course, if you have a topic that you want us to discuss, you can request that by going over to buymeacoffee.com/TV Tuners. And,
but not Nightman, because we may not be able to find additional episodes.
Yeah, the only other episodes I could find
be the only one
on YouTube were like parts that were missing, like a part in between, in the middle. So
that might be fun, trying to guess what happened in the part we missed.
Okay. Yeah, so if you want us to watch more Nightman by doing that, go ahead. Have at it.
We will not offer a discount.
But yeah, you can go. A single coffee gives you a single topic for us to discuss. That'll be that you can do that whenever you want. Anything is free game, even more Nightman. But that's about it for this week's episode of the show. We'll be back next week with more TV goodness. Until then, keep watching. Bye.
It's over. I found him.